Ah, okay. I think we're live. Hold on, let me just do a check. Say something so I can see if I can hear you.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello?
Oh, sorry. I forgot I muted myself.
Hello?
Can you hear me again?
Can you-
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. No, I could always hear you. You can't hear me.
Ah, I thought I muted myself. Okay, sorry. I guess I muted you. I thought I muted myself. Yeah, I was just testing to see. But yeah, it looks like we are live. We can hear everybody. Everybody can hear everybody. Everything's blah, 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 blah.
Ah,
So what do we have on your agenda? It's the mom agenda today.
I'm looking at flights to Vegas.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
That's another story. Anyways, my agenda. Well, hold on. Let's. You mentioned something earlier today before we got in. We wanted to talk about the weather. You know, because that's like the most polite thing to do. Talk about the health and your weather and the weather.
How dare you bring up things at such a sensitive time in people's lives?
I mean, that's a laugh about it, but like, yeah. How's that weather looking like? Then people have been calling in.
Yeah, it looks bad. Oh, this is a pay site. Never mind. New York Times, you've lost my business that you never had.
Hurricane Ian makes landfall in Florida 28 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's pretty bad from what I'm reading here. A lot of storm surge, a lot of catastrophic winds. So it's a Category 3. It slows down a little bit once it hits the land, but that's still pretty bad. That's still really, really bad stuff. So hopefully everybody will be okay, and those who have not evacuated have hunkered down safely enough.
Yeah, I agree. That's scary. Yeah, like I have people I know who are like pretty much hunkering down because they got nothing else to do. Like, it's not cheap to leave the state if you don't have that much money.
Yeah, they do have some shelters, but they get pretty crowded, so I think a lot of people are not really wanting to do that.
Yeah.
So what else? What else is going on in your
Okay.
life?
What else is going on in life? The life thing is trying to plan a trip, get to experience life in the world, you know, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you will be missed.
Yeah. You'll be glad I'm gone for a while.
Ugh, never. Who's gonna help do the dishes and stuff?
Is that what I am? A dishwasher?
The kids are too small. I don't trust their beady little hands.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that, sir. I don't trust their beady little hands. I don't know. Yeah, so weather's kind of bad. That's kind of terrible. What else? Flash flood warnings issued in Southwest Florida, and wasn't there another hurricane? What was the other hurricane? Is it in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, that happened already. They were out of power for a little while, but they weathered that for the most part.
Okay. I thought it was still going on or about to hit harder again or something, but okay.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, there's still probably gonna. I mean, there's always just storms in this season, but nothing as major as it was before. It took out power to like a large chunk of the Is it a province? Is it a? It's a territory, right? What do they call it?
Yeah, no, say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to call
Alright.
it.
Puerto Rico. It's a commonwealth officially. but it's an unincorporated territory of the United States. So I guess on its own governance, it's a commonwealth, but the United States claims it as its own territory. So it's like kind of like when you conquer something, it's your territory.
Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting. I guess that's why they don't get like the rights to be part of like Congress or have any say in the country and stuff like that. Or they don't even get a lot of the. They get some, but they don't get a lot of the federal benefits that other states get.
That still sucks. That sucks big balls.
Yeah, I always feel like Puerto Rico is one of the. I think Puerto Rico and Cuba both are kind of like the Latin American countries that have a little bit of a different cultural identity than a lot of like South American countries. And I mean, not that all the Latin American countries don't have their own identity, but I guess with their proximity to the United States, they stand out as being more unique in their own ways, and they'll have sayings and things that like someone from like Mexico or Guatemala or whatever won't necessarily identify with.
Mm-hmm. Fair statement.
So, anything else on your list? Let you go first. You're running the show.
I know. Oh, my list. That's right. Let me get my list. Hold on. Stand by, please. So, list. We're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about kids. First thing on my list, kids.
Not my kids.
Not personally our kids, but just kids in general. Like food, education, health, discipline, all that good stuff.
All right, take it away.
All right, as far as like, okay, so like when you met me, I was
with child.
true. I was a child, but I didn't so like, not that I didn't care about nutrition. I did care about nutrition to the fact that I didn't give her candy or sweets or juices. It wasn't until the white man came. You.
I'm not white, to be clear. Look at this beautiful copper skin I have.
You look white. You pass as goddamn Spanish on European side, okay? You're as close as white of Mexican that can be. That you introduced all that to her. But at the same token, I did cater a lot to her for carbs, like macaroni, cheeses, simple things, stuff like that. So it was easy and fast, and I was a single mom.
Yeah, it's too bad she never ate more meat. That could have potentially helped her development some.
I agree. That really could have helped her development some.
Nom 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 nom.
And it would have been lovely if I actually just shoved it down her throat, I guess. Because she was not a meat eater.
Yeah, you have to introduce it early, and you have to be careful with the flavor profiles at first. I usually always start with chicken, and then like just move towards the more savories as they get more used to it. You like up the seasoning as they get older.
But that wasn't even it for Victoria. It was more of a tactile like thing to her tongue. She didn't like it. If that makes sense. You know her, she still doesn't like specific things to be on her or near her, the way they touch or feel, so.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel is the best, like, nutritious food for a child?
A little bit of everything, I would think. I mean, it's not like... I mean, if your child is growing up normal, regular physical activity, normal kind of stuff, then just a balance of everything, a little bit of everything. When they're younger, well, like pretty much for all humans, sugar is always the enemy. It leads to a lot of other issues. But when they're younger, they can usually bounce back from things that are not as nutritious, and specifically for brain development, things that are like really bad for your heart and stuff like fatty foods and things like that are good for you in those respects, but they're always in moderation. Everything's got to be in moderation.
Mm.
Basically, children are people, and even though they have some slightly different dietary needs, like they can't just eat everything a grown-up can, and frankly, grown-ups probably shouldn't eat everything grown-ups can, they're people. They're just little people. You just gotta balance them for that.
Hmm.
That's kind of my overall arcing thesis on children. Everybody's like, oh, what about the children? We have to think of the children. To me, it's like, children are people, okay? They have less life experience, so yeah, you do have to explain things to them differently, and I wouldn't want to expose anything you wouldn't want to expose a person to in general, like extreme violence or anything that's really like too traumatic or whatever. You probably don't want to expose a child to, because they're people too, and they're in fact less developed people, so that could cause a lot of issues as you
I
prove.
don't see you doing that because you expose our children to a lot of things that because you weren't able to explore or your parents didn't let you, and you had like a so-called social, not social, but like a deprived life because your parents wouldn't let you do a lot of things. So you don't actually do that for your kids. You let them do whatever.
Well, not whatever, as long as it's
But
safe.
to a certain extent. But I mean, like, you let them watch whatever they want to watch, type of thing.
Well, yeah. Well, media is media. It's like, oh my God, they're gonna read a book and it's gonna mess with their brain. It's like whether it's a show or a book, it's the same thing. Yeah, but my take on that, anyone, look, I don't really care about politics. I don't register to vote. I don't really care about that stuff. But on either side, anyone who says that just having access to media, whether it be books or shows or whatever, is going to cause someone to be perverted or messed up or whatever, I don't believe that. Now, if you're indoctrinating people like 24/7 with a certain ideology or super like suggestive stuff or violent stuff, then yeah, that can do something to someone. But that's like the whole package. Like, it's not just the media; it's how you're indoctrinating them and putting it and shoving it in their face and something like that. But if it's a kid or a person, really, because again, my whole thing, kids are people, knows what they can handle, watches stuff they're interested in, that's within reason, and they can pick what they want to watch.
I'll give you that. I guess. Or...
I mean, you apparently saw whatever you wanted to watch when you were growing up.
That's because I didn't have a parent around, though. There's a difference.
I guess you have someone to talk to. You can talk about the shows and fandom.
Is that what that is? I did not know that.
What do you do with your child when you watch shows together? Do you not watch shows with him?
I do. I don't talk to them. You don't talk during a movie.
Not during, after.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. You didn't say. I'm sorry. Maybe we didn't clarify. When do you actually talk to the kid? Is it during or after the movie?
I don't talk during shows unless it's like a laugh-along show that's just being like a silly show we don't care about.
But we do care about them. We just laugh out loud. We're like, why?
It depends. It depends.
Whatever.
Like shows we've seen before, or shows we absolutely don't care about. Like we're literally just watching it for the mockumentary of it or whatever. Then yeah, we can make commentary during. But generally, no. I like to actually experience the show and pay attention to it. I mean, even like quote-unquote crappy shows, like a lot of people work on these things, man. They like, even if the direction's bad or the actors are not great or the story's dumb, it's like dozens, if not hundreds, of people working on these shows. So if I'm gonna actually waste my time to sit there and watch an episode, even if I don't pick up the show and I don't finish watching it, I try to give it a fair shake and pay attention.
Alright, I'll give you that.
What other kid questions do you got, or comments, inquiries?
Kids, what a topic. Education. You're not a very big person on education when it comes to kids.
Not formal.
But you don't take the time to go teach them either.
Not formal.
I'm sorry. Okay. Sure, not formal.
So let me put it to you like this. When you sit a person down, again, kids are people, when you sit a person down, you tell them, I'm going to tell you how this thing is, especially if you're not an expert in it, and you can't really follow up with any kind of, like, answers to their questions and whatnot, you start to lose the respect of the person when you try to tell them how to think and what to do. I think everyone should always be learning constantly, and that's what I do. But I don't think you can learn by just having someone sit there and tell you something out of a book or explain something. It's you just gotta like let them absorb it and let them come to you with questions, and don't be afraid to be like, I don't know. That's a good question. Let's look it up. I mean, like we do here with Google. I'm constantly on Google with the kids, and it's like they have a question. I'll be honest, and I'll be like, I don't know. Or sometimes I'll start with a little bit of what I do know, and I'll be like, well, I think it's something like this, but I'm not an expert in it, so I'm not 100%. When it's stuff I do know, like food or video game related stuff and things like that I do know about, I'll say my piece. But you gotta let people come to you with what they're interested. That's how you learn. That's how people constantly learn. They have to have a desire for it, and then it's gonna stick. And all this other stuff you just try to shove down their throat is not. It's gonna be thought back of as a waste of time, as an annoyance, as something that just got in the way of them learning what they really wanted to learn about.
Sorry, I want to take a pause here
All
on
right.
this. Only because remember I told you I was looking up flights.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Sun Country Airlines?
Never.
It is so weird. It's like, because I was looking on Priceline, and they're like, oh, Sun Country Airlines, like, you can go travel. And they're actually really effing cheap. But it scares me. Because when I look at their flight times, they only fly out every... Like, it looks like you can only get flights on Sunday and Thursdays. Which is perfect for my thing, because that's when I wanted to go. I wanted to leave Thursday night and then come back Sunday. But
so this is TripAdvisor. I don't know how biased or not they are. TripAdvisor has about 3,487 reviews on this fly-by-night airline, literally. And they seem to be mostly negative. Most people say it's terrible. They've had terrible experiences with it. They
Well, I mean, you get what you pay for. Like,
Yeah.
literally, they're telling me the trip's going to cost me $207.
Yeah.
Round flight. Like, there's no effing way.
Yeah. Apparently it's pretty crazy.
So that's not that great.
Really tight seats. You gotta pay for every piece of baggage, everything you're doing. It's gonna be like no customer
So
service
normal.
now.
So normal.
Oh, I don't think so. If you got,
okay.
if
Southwest is the exception that you can book 2 bags, but American Airlines or Delta, they'll give you one, and then you gotta book everything else, and everything else is like $60 a bag. I know, because when we went to North Carolina, I paid it.
yeah, well, it's okay. Then if you think you know better than all these thousands of people, that's cool. Have fun with it.
All right, fine.
No, do what you want. It's your money. I mean, if you think it's cool to be potentially stranded and, you know, whatever, it's your business.
I love you. Don't throw your shit at me like that.
What stuff? What do you mean?
Don't throw your shit at me like that.
I don't understand.
You know what I'm saying.
No, I don't. I don't understand.
Okay.
You're the one who said you get what you pay for, and I'm just saying those places that have lower operational costs and lower standards
I get you.
have
I
more
get it.
potential for risks and issues. Giant multi-billion-dollar airlines can still have delays and still have problems, but at least they're gonna be operated under, you know, rules and be able to give you vouchers, and they have a system and like a whole customer service setup for those kind of things. This place, it seems like from what the reviews of people who did not have a good time, which apparently were the majority of people who were reviewing it, say that they get like almost no customer service, and you're just kind of left stranded on your own, and it's like all kinds of fees and hassles and whatever, and you generally end up having to book and pay for more than what you were trying to get savings on in the first place. But about 40% of the people, again, not the majority, but 40% of the people said, hey, when everything works out great, it's fine, and it was cheap. And it was a little tight and cramped, but it was cheap. So, it's up to you. It's
Very
a gamble. Yeah, if everything works out, it works out. But that goes without saying about a lot of things, you know?
Sure.
I could go for walks in the middle of the night in a crime-ridden place and never get mugged, you know? Or I could go to a really nice neighborhood one time and get mugged. It's like I would still probably rather take the chance to a place that has private security and, you know, is like really nice and less chances for that to happen. But doesn't mean it's not possible for you to have a lovely night on the west side of San Antonio and during all the peak operation hours for all our friends down there.
Hey, vato!
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say. Alright. Yeah, the kid topic is not really doing it for me. Maybe it's because I don't want to talk about kids.
Okay. Well, you brought this up just to be clear.
I brought that up, and that's why I'm all like, I'm like instantly regretting it. I'm like, why did I see that?
In my mind, we're just talking about people.
That's true, I know.
But anyway, what do you want? Okay, what's next on your list?
Just like random news. Like, did you see that Try Guys broke up?
I thought they just kicked out the one guy.
They did, but now they have to work out a new dynamic. And how are you gonna do that? Like,
Just kick out the one guy. He was the most boring guy anyway.
That's true. I can do that.
But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a little weird. There'll be an adjustment period.
Hit Boeing. Frontier Airlines works out good.
So apparently, Fulmer was caught cheating on his wife, and the rest of the team has decided he's no longer be a member of the Try Guys. So, yeah, it is what it is. I think they're fine. Honestly, he was the least interesting person on that show, but it'll be a shift. I'm sure they'll do the usual, but it's news, you know. Drama gets clicks, gets views, gets people interested. So if anything, they might have launched his career. Maybe he'll be a blogger about how to cheat on your wife successfully for years until your stupid friends catch you. I don't know, but I'm just saying it's a thing. It's interesting. Who's your favorite Try Guy?
Eugene.
Ah, good. I like Eugene too. He's really funny, but he's also like can get serious and dark, and yeah, he's a good character. Well, not even when he's being a character. He does though quite often kind of like play a role and act like a certain personality or whatever. But yeah, he's very entertaining. Most entertaining one for sure. Who's the funniest one?
Oh, what's his name? The guy with the glasses.
Okay, there's two guys with glasses. Try again.
That's true. Not the nerdy one.
The tall one or the short one?
Tall one.
Ah, that would be Keith? Question mark?
Yeah, Keith. Chicken guy.
His very expressive face does lead to a lot of entertaining stuff. That's true. He's got that very expressive face that he'll make a lot of silly faces and whatever.
Yeah. Yes, I like it. He's hilarious.
But yeah, I was looking at that earlier too.
Yeah, I know. I saw it this morning. I don't know why it popped up in my newsfeed, but it did.
Total Drama Island. I don't know.
Alright. Let's see. What else is on the news? Ukrainian troops encircling Russia forces as Putin faces major defeats.
Oh, that's scary. I didn't want to talk about that because that's scary. That could be end of the world stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
It's just the current political situation in Russia is really crazy. Putin is... I understand his perspective and a lot of the nationalist perspective because Russia historically has been attacked by the West a lot of times when they've let their guard down. You know, the French would come in, you know, the just different invaders, actually from the East too, back in the day when Russia was started. Russia was started as basically I don't know the exact name of the tribes, but all the main tribes that were indigenous to the northern Russian area, where Moscow and St. Petersburg and all these big areas are, they kept getting invaded by people from the East, and they were like, hey, you Viking guys that do trades and stuff, y'all have a lot of armor and weapons and stuff, and y'all seem like you can fight. Will you take care of us? And the Viking guys were like, huh, you know, maybe we will. Maybe we will take care of you and be your bosses forevermore. And they just kind of like intermixed with the locals, and that's how the more modern, like actual united Russian area that started off small at first, but then just expanded and expanded and expanded as time went on started. It was always like, we're being invaded. We're a big, vast, open, rich country, and people keep invading us. So I understand where the paranoia comes from. When the Soviet Union broke apart, they were like, okay, So now we're done with building up armies and being crazy about war, right? Let's try to relax and let's all try to like have a good time. And a lot of the Russian governmental officials, they went hog wild being greedy and trying to get capitalists and make money and stuff. And the United States and NATO and Europe and all these countries, they're like, oh great, I'm glad you guys are doing corruption now and having fun with us. We're going to keep increasing our military spending for like the next 20 years while you guys try to relax. And so Putin and other people who were like very hardline nationalist Soviet people, they were like, no, this is dumb. Can't they see what's happening? They're softening us up to invade us again. So they're just, it's history. They're just seeing history and they think it's going to repeat itself. So now that they've had power for the last 15, 20 years, they're trying to rebuild up the military, get their borders, get their allies back, and kind of like make a new mini Soviet Union to protect themselves and to be concerned about the fact that the West is pretty united and they have a lot of weapons. So that's their side of the story. But I think it is messed up that they're just like in pursuit of this. They're just invading one of their prior allies, you know, killing thousands of people, well, hundreds at this point. I don't even know how many people. It's a terrible, terrible war. But the worst thing about it is that now he's threatening to use nuclear weapons in that conflict because they're losing so bad in a lot of these small fights. And now there's starting to be a little bit of protest in Russia. And when people start protesting in Russia, bad things happen. So I think making that regime that was already paranoid, scared about losing power, could potentially lead to really, really bad things. But I don't know. I try to like not worry about big global politics stuff because it's out of our hands, you know.
I guess so.
No, I guess. Do you have nuclear codes? Do you know how to control the military-industrial complex and all these things that could literally end all of, you know, our infrastructure and most of life on the surface of the planet?
No.
If you got that hotline, let me know. Then we'll all go there and give our vote to these bigwigs in charge and make sure that everybody says, no, don't use the nukes. But honestly, none of us have been in control of that since pretty much the infrastructure for it has started. And it's always been a thing looming over our heads. But when one side that has tons of nukes gets scared and gets feeling like they're going to lose power, that's more likely when a chance will be that they'll let some off and things can go down a bad way.
I'll give you that.
On my less successful podcast, before the invasion even happened, I was like, oh my god, I get it. People love their national identity. People love freedom. But, geez, like the Russian military is so big, and even though they're sucking right now and they're losing because they didn't fully commit all their reserves, they thought they could walk in there with a small expeditionary force. I mean, that's not that small. They put in like 500,000 or more people to the front and over 1 million people in their what do you call it, their support staff and people that were like, you know, moving the invasion into Ukraine. So it's not that small, but compared to the whole Russian military, they only sent in a small number of their forces, and they didn't expect Ukraine to get billions of dollars of weapons from NATO and from the United States and the West and start kicking their butts. So now that that's happened, it's really scary what's going to happen next. So we'll just see.
Pretty scary, Freddy. Yeah, I get you, dude. It's scary.
So yeah, I've been keeping track of it because it's it's obviously very, very topical and very scary, but I don't want to think about it because it's like we can't control what these madmen at the top of the control switches are gonna do. So it's just like, live your life, enjoy every day, don't stress about what you can't control, you know.
That's why I want to go to Vegas.
Yeah, I said have fun. You play back the recording.
I know. You always say have fun, so never harp it back on that.
You will be missed.
I doubt that, but it's cool. I'll be missed on Sunday.
What happens on Sunday? She dusts. She dusts.
You're like, where are you at? What are you doing?
No, I don't bother you when you're out. You're thinking of that other guy.
No, I'm thinking of you. I know you don't bother me when you're out. I want you to bother me while I'm out sometimes. I'm like, can't be laying on the side of the road, and then like 2 days later, you're like, where'd that lady go? Like, you don't even care.
If you're in trouble, you call me. If I'm in trouble, I call you. Otherwise, have fun.
What if I'm dead on the side of the road? How can I call you?
Well, what can I do?
Come collect my body? I don't know.
I'm sure they'll send a next of kin notice eventually.
I know they will, you jerk.
But I don't understand why stressing about it and worrying about it's going to help you.
Okay. All right. I get it. I get it.
Hey, we could do a remote pod from Vegas though when you want.
Oh hell no. Hell no. Not doing that. That's just open up for opportunity. That's like Kat doing the last Las Vegas. All dumb. Getting her phone stolen and shit.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Putting stuff like that on public display might not be good for your career and things like that. Try to keep those work-life balance separate and all that.
Well, not even that. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And even so, like, not that I'm out looking for anything. I'm just saying, like, you go to Vegas to go have fun. You don't go to Vegas to go talk and have conversations, like, in that way.
I don't know. I don't know what you do for fun. I sit down and have a nice conversation with the hobos on the side of the street in Vegas. It's very entertaining.
Do not.
Well, not with I'm holding your hand. You're making me go to all these boring places.
Oh, there's so much fun. Actually, okay, so if I go, I'm going with some girls who are like, yeah, we just want to go see some shows, have some drinks, actually see events. I'm like, this is the kind of people I want to hang out with. Like, that's me. I just want to go see some shows. I'm not out to go get drunk to go to a club. That was a long time ago. I'm out to go, like, I will pay the money to go see a show, see a concert, see some plays, see some art, magic, music, whatever that might be. But like,
yeah, I'll just watch it on YouTube with Victoria.
But I like to be in person.
All right, have fun.
I know. Oh, Dad. What else is here? What else is in the relationships of the world happening out today?
I don't know.
All of it is pretty much sad shit. I don't like it.
Well, I think it's just what sells. It's just what media gets attention to because it drives clicks and whatever. Lots of happy things are going on.
That's true. I'll give you that. Bed Bath & Beyond might sink. My poor Bed Bath & Beyond. Their coupons are forever.
Listen, I got an expired one in my car.
Yeah, I know, but it's still good. Never runs out.
What was that show?
Broad City?
Bed Bath and... yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond coupons never expire.
Abo! She all has her own little, like, handshake with each employee. She's like, what's going on?
Did you see the little blurb where The Rock met a fan after a signing thing, and they weren't able to get to see him, and they were waiting for like 2 hours plus, and like he had heard about it though, and they told him, and so he went out to meet her personally, and like they were all like freaking out and crying and stuff. No?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that was cute. That was a happy news story.
I guess so. Okay, the one
personally. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. No. I'm saying.
Oh, I was gonna say. Personally, I think happiness should be more of a personal thing, and I think the reason that, well, besides the clicks and it drives ads and people looking at stuff that's quote-unquote negative, like you say, it's all bad, sad stuff. I think the reason that I don't personally try to dig into a lot of like happy stories. I don't doom scroll and look at all the sad stories in the news. I try to look at like the general event stuff and like what's kind of like the headlines and whatever. But I think you should find happiness in like your personal things. Like when I want to look at something happy, I'll look at like a specific subject. You know, something happy like World War I or you know the Vietnamese conflict and things like that. That'll be like interesting to me and uplifting.
Sure.
But if you want to, I almost feel like some people who are quote-unquote looking for happiness stories, like happy vibes and things like that, they're almost like going to get themselves in a bad cycle of like being jealous because they'll be like, oh, look at this happy story of this couple that, you know, has been together for so long and this and that. And they're like, oh, crap, well, this is my second marriage and, you know, whatever. I'm not letting my current spouse stay in the house with me anymore because of how crazy everything is. And it's just like, you know, what's going on? You know, it's like you almost kind of like start doom scrolling in the reverse and start like almost like jealousy, like angry jealousy scrolling of looking at other people's lives and not feeling good enough about your own.
that's taking it way extreme. I don't know about that. This is why I don't even pay attention to the news. Like, because I probably know I could go down that line if I really want to put myself there. Like, I could. But I don't do it because I'm like, why? Life is short. Why do I care? Like, which is almost dangerous because I'm not paying attention to the news in the world around me. And then again, I think, hey, you'll let me know.
Yeah.
Did you usually tell me?
That's true. But to me, it's... And the thing is, you have to definitely always fact check and look at sources. There's a lot of fake news out there. There's a lot of stuff that's like... Even if... The news loves to take a soundbite or a headline that makes it seem like they're definitively telling you something. And you're like, oh, that blurb sounds very provocative or interesting. But if you actually look at the source and you read between the lines, you're like... These people don't know what they're talking about. They're literally just talking about hearsay this and hearsay that, and then they're spinning and telling you how the story should be. I like... There's this one YouTuber I can give a shout out to. I forget his name. He's got a crew though. It's like 4 or 5 guys, and it's the channel is the YouTube channel is called Channel 5 News, and it's a lot of comedy involved in it too. But his style of his reporting is amazing because he will just literally go up to people and just ask them what's on your mind, and then he'll go to like really like intense places like political rallies, or he'll go to like protests and like stuff like that, and he'll just ask people who normally don't get a voice on normal TV or normal radio what's on their mind and what are they on about. And just let them talk. And, you know, sometimes I agree with the people because it's like, oh, yeah, they have some points there. That's interesting. Oftentimes I don't. I'm like, no, I still think their beliefs are a little too extreme for me to, like, kind of, like, understand and follow along with. But it's nice to humanize people and just be like, hey, I'm not asking for the, you know, news to tell me what to think. I just want to know what's happening. And then let me think about it how I will think about it.
Give me that. It's cool.
But yeah, I like distractions. I like media. I like shows. I like video games. I like stuff like that. I used to read more, but now with kids, it's like, when can you have 5 minutes to sit down and actually turn some pages? You know?
You just listen to a book.
When? Where? How?
When you're playing video games.
No. I need to focus when I'm playing video games. My terrible gameplay doesn't come naturally. I have to work very hard at it.
Right. I still say there's time. When you're on, literally every guy sits on the toilet for like 15-20 minutes. Listen to a goddamn book. Or read a goddamn book. I don't care how you do it. On your phone.
Yeah, I'm doing other things when I'm in the bathroom.
Cool.
I am otherwise occupied.
Sucia. That's what you are. That's what you are, sir. Sucia.
Sucio, but okay.
Okay, well, no, I call you a girl. You're a girl.
The feminine wiles.
Exactly. Feminine wiles for yourself. Yeah. I don't know, let's see. What can we talk about? What else can we talk about?
Are you done with your list?
Yeah, I'm done with my list. You come up with a topic.
What is your favorite video game?
My favorite video game?
Yeah.
You wanna be honest? Like I like Tetris.
Ah.
Like I like the puzzle factor, and somehow it just like it gets my brain going, and it gets my competitiveness going because I'm only trying to beat myself at this point. But that's what I like.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. It's universally liked. It's been put in so many different platforms and whatever. PC and Game Boys was one of the ones where it blew up real big and stuff. It's interesting how it came about from like a Soviet software engineer that created it, but it got like published like all over the world eventually. Because back in the 80s, the Soviets weren't really exporting a lot of stuff. They were mainly keeping all their inventions and things into their own country.
Sure.
Yeah, the games like Tetris are great. Keep your mind sharp. they they do the number one thing which games should do. They entertain and they distract from all the troubles of the world. And it's simple. It's not hard to understand the concept, and it's something that you can, like you said, self-improve. Which I think honestly all video games have that element. Especially games where it's player versus player, but even these kind of games where it's just against yourself, there's always that element where you can see that other people can do this better, and you could too with more practice and time and attention.
True. Well, I'm not really good at depth perception, so the fact that that's how I can't do jumping games or do all that stuff. I'm terrible at it. And you know this, because you're like, how big is that? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you have some spatial issues, that's true. But
I do.
With practice, anyone can be good at games.
I guess.
But yeah, I mean, not saying you have to do. I'm just saying you should be into the games that you're interested in. Like one of your kids loves video games, the other one doesn't. It's like it's just whatever works for you.
Well, I think she would if she's like me with spatial awareness and dexterity and the ability to like follow really fast. Like, I'm the same way, so I get it. That's why like I said, if her ability was in a different way, she would love to probably enjoy games like you do.
Well, I hate that randomness whenever you get that wrong piece, and like you were about to make a big setup to like get one of those Connect 4 block lines in Tetris, and then you get like one of those squiggly ones that doesn't fit anywhere.
True.
Oh, I can't stand that.
Oh, you know what else types of games I like? I like search and find games. Like, you don't have the patience to go and look for like gems or little activities or anything like that. You just want to go through it, and I'm all like, oh, let's uncover what's underneath this rock.
I'm not familiar with such games.
Yeah, you can play them. They're kind of like what's that game that she plays with the Nintendo Switch, the one with the little person on the island.
Oh, Sandbox. That's a sandbox game where you just have to like farm and collect and grow things. What is it called?
Yeah.
Animal Planet. Animal Planet.
Yeah. I like those kinds of games. So I like doing the whole searching and like I feel like I'm trying to get into the mind of the creator, and they put little Easter eggs somewhere.
I actually do love those types of games. Have you ever heard of Minecraft?
Your kid likes Minecraft.
I love Minecraft. Anyone who likes video games and being able to build a castle in the sky or an underwater palace or whatever loves Minecraft. It is like one of the ultimate sandbox games because it's super simple to pick up. The controls look literally like an 8-bit game from Nintendo. You can play it on PC, on Xbox, on like all these different platforms, and it's just literally a random world is generated. You drop down into it, and then you have to like literally dig up dirt to make your first house to hide from the monsters. Then you have to cut down trees, build an axe, make a house, make doors, make wood, make coal, make a pickaxe, start mining, get gems. It's very much like that, but it's more like, unlike Animal Planet and some of these console sandbox games where there's still kind of a track, where it's like, well, you must do it in this order. In Minecraft and other games similar to it, like, it's literally just your world. Like, you just go forth. If you want to fish for fishes, you go fish for fishes. If you want to mine the deepest mines, you mine the deepest mines. If you want to go to the jungle and find pandas, that's what we did on our last adventure. We'd go to the jungle and find pandas. So yeah, no, I love games like that. But I'm not a big fan of console games in general, because I love all genres of games. I'm big on PC and mobile, just mainly because they're more accessible to me. I just like them, and they're almost always multiplayer connected. Whereas with console games, a lot of console games are single player, and even when they have multiplayer aspects, a lot of times they're not real. They're not that, other than like Smash Bros. And like the cooking game y'all play with me sometimes, they're not always that multiplayer friendly for like playing with them with people right next to you.
Sometimes it is. It's just that we're really terrible at playing the games. We have no coordination.
Well, you just gotta learn. It's just practice. Like everything. We put more hours into it. If we put even 8 hours a month into it, we would probably get really good.
How can people do that? How can you do that? Like that is like now it turns into a job.
Does it though? If you're having fun, is it really a job?
I guess. Maybe it's I feel like it's a job because I'm not really that interested.
Yeah, if you're not having fun, then anything is a chore. You know, anything is a chore if you're not having fun.
Okay, I'll give you that. Because I don't see how you could do that all the time. And don't get me wrong, I can be an addictive personality. I love playing short indie games, but even then, like after a while, I'm all like, okay, stop. Like, I can't.
Yeah, sometimes I get burned out too, but that's why I play a variety of different types of games. If you're a one-game person and you only play one game, the chances of your neural pathways eventually getting like so repetitive to it that it gets annoying and you're just like, oh, I'm sick of this because I keep doing the same thing over and over again, is much higher. Whereas I play multiple different games. I play MMOs, I play some sandbox games, I play some shoot 'em ups, I play like old 8-bit style games like Vampire Survivors and other things. It's like I like games, so I play whatever genres. I like all types of games.
Vampire Survivors.
It's a pretty cool game. Let me show you.
Vampire Survivors. What is this? A roguelike shoot 'em up video game developed.
Yeah. But you play it like an 8-bit. Do you remember the arcade game with the guy who had just axes, and so you're literally just like running around a map with like axes flinging out constantly?
Oh.
Yeah, it's like that, but way more in depth, and not like Predatory where you just like super die. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Initially, before you start powering up your character and buying bonuses and stuff, which are like just free in the game, like you just like collect gold every time you win, you are very, very weak. But then you start unlocking characters and different weapons, and it's a really fun game, and it's real simple. There's not much to it. You just go to the map, a bunch of monsters come at you, and you just pick random things will drop, like chests after you kill certain bosses, and it'll be like, okay, you get 3 choices. Do you want a knife? Do you want a candle? Do you want holy water? And you pick one and you build it up and level it up, and just like eventually by the end, once you get really powerful and you get to, if you get to like the end of the game, which all the games last like 30 minutes max. Well, that's not true. Actually, if you break the game, you can go beyond 30 minutes and actually get the ending death character that normally one-shots everything stuck, and you can go beyond. But I haven't gotten that far. I've gotten just to the end games where it's 30 minutes and then death comes for you. But a few people have been able to break the game and go beyond that, and there's actually achievements for that. But it's just a silly 8-bit game. Like, it looks like it was for a Nintendo.
For real, I'm looking at the graphics site, and I'm all like, what the hell is this?
But it's just like, you just kind of like, I get lost in it, because it's just like, again, something I'd probably get sick of if I was like to play it every day. But every once in a while, I'm like, hey, let's boot up the old vampires and see which character I want to use and what kind of random weapons I'll get this time and how far I can go and whatnot.
Sounds like too much. Too much, bro. Why you gotta do all that?
Well, you don't, and that's the thing. It's like, why not make something fun?
20 minutes till dawn, dear lord.
Not familiar with that game?
It's another. It looks like it's the same thing. The 8-bit game.
Looks
Survival.
like, yeah, like they, because I guess on the success of it, they started making their own. People making some copycats, which is interesting because sometimes copycat games can be better than the originals. Like one of the MMOs that I played for a long time, World of Warcraft, was kind of a copycat of a lot of the original MMOs, and it was way better because it just kind of stole all the ideas from the older systems and used newer technology and just made it like a really better game. So
enhanced it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not against copycats and things evolving as long as they add something to it or really do make improvements to the genre. But gaming is in a weird place right now because it's so lucrative to just make a dumb app with little pinballs or whatever that people can pay $1 to skip something or do something with, and then you just throw that out there to the masses and you'll make millions of dollars. So you can throw dozens of those kinds of games out and make millions of dollars, or you can spend like months and years of development making a high-end quality video game, which maybe you'll get a fraction of that money back. And it's like, it's a tough place right now.
Yeah, no. Why would you spend it? I don't understand why you're spending money to play a dumb game like that.
It's fun.
I guess. Like,
well, there's two parts to it. Gaming companies use a lot of the same things that casinos use, actually. They put in a lot of mechanics that will kind of like steer you towards feeling like you're missing out, feeling like there's a chance of you winning more or getting something. So they'll often like literally be psychologically designed to entice people who have addictive personalities or gambling traits to like be like, oh, it's just $1. Oh, it's great. I can just do this, and I'm set. And then they're like, once they open that wallet, it's like, oh, well, okay, well, maybe I'll do it again next week, or maybe I'll do the $5 pack next time, and it just snowballs. It's a slippery slope.
I could see that, you gambler.
Yeah, it is a thing.
Dear Lord, sir. Things I have to get after you about. Alright. No more games, because I don't like games.
I love games. What do you mean? Oh, you don't like games.
I don't like games.
Well, they're not for everybody, I guess. But no, you know what? No, I'm putting my foot... Games are for everybody. You just play different games. You play games with my heart. You play games with your work little conflicts and whatever. You just play different games. You just don't play the video games. But
so then why do you get mad at me when I play this game?
I don't. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
Wow. I'll give you that.
But it's the human mind, and that's why it is very susceptible for a lot of people, because our brains want to find patterns. Our brains want to have understanding. And so you throw pretty lights at us, and you put something in a nice package that's appealing, it's very easy to get sucked into those things and distracted enough to make bad decisions. But such is life. It's like if you can do it in a video game, or you can do it out in those mean cold streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't really see that, but okay.
Oh, you've never seen people throw all their money away to fix up cars or to get into a certain hobby or
No. I mean, like, maybe yes, I've seen it, but I don't know too many people who've done it.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's not everybody, and it's not everybody in the gaming community too. Most gamers are just normal people, just want to have their fun, pay their minor ducats and have a good time. But they find those people, those whales or those suckers, if you would call them that, in your quote-unquote real-life games. People who are obsessed with sports, memorabilia, or obsessed with whatever hobby they get into. That's where the economy and the lucrativeness of these games or other types of hobbies comes in. You got to find those people with the more addictive personalities.
Sure. Mainly because we're poor. We don't have that.
I guess I don't know. I think we're pretty okay. We're not rich, that's for darn sure, but I don't think we're poor. But I guess that's very subjective. Like for Americans, I could see a lot of people could think we're poor just because we don't have the fanciest cars or like, $100,000 in the bank or whatever, millions of dollars in our 401k or whatever. Oh, we're so poor because we don't have that stuff. But I mean, we pay our bills. We got a nice house. We got good internet. Hell, we're way ahead of literally almost 1 billion people on this planet who don't have regular access to clean water and internet. So yeah.
Now you want to go down that scale.
Well, what other scale is it? We're still people. People are people, brah. Kids are people.
First world problems? We're sticking to first world problems.
Not my world. I didn't ask to be in this world.
Hi. Shut your face.
I will never. We're here to talk. We're here to communicate, to share, to be one.
Such loveliness. I love you.
I have feelings for you as well.
Do you hear your kid?
Somewhat. It's a little muffled.
Can I join?
Oh, now she wants to join.
It's up to you. You gotta add her. Well, I think I can add her to the call.
Oh my god.
She already heard it.
Did you say yes or no?
I didn't say nothing. She already heard him. She's taken off to go waiting for your phone.
So yes, call her or no?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. How do I add someone? Video. Ah!
I'm sure there are people who are probably, if they do listen, they're like, what the fuck are these people doing?
How do you add someone to the call?
I don't know, you just try to.
Yeah.
Did I do it?
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
chill out. Chill out.
I can't.
But you can. You just gotta chill. Chill out.
I can't chew.
All right.
You
I
definitely.
don't chew.
But you do. I see you do it so many times.
For some reason, I'm smiling. I don't know why.
Because you're with your mom and your dad.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
How's life? We were talking about life things.
Okay. Stuff that I don't need to know. Got it. Got it. Okay. On a roll here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's on your mind?
Why did you want to come and talk to us?
Because I got bored because my friend went to bed.
Wait, what time is it?
Well, they're on the East
8:41.
Coast, so it's a little later for them.
Don't tell Mother the time.
Dear Lord, why are you letting that kid stay up so late?
Me?
My
I'm not even in the
bedtime
house.
limit is 9. Jeez. I have to wait.
It's like 9:41 for that kid, though.
Yeah, they get in trouble sometimes when they stay up later with us.
Just beat it. Beat it. Just deal with that.
No, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but...
I said deal with it. Mama? I don't think you understand.
I do understand. I have a quite clear picture. I'm telling you, don't get her in trouble.
She's already in bed.
Jesus to you, lady.
I said Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus Chungus. Chungus Jesus.
Right.
Scared.
Anyways,
I have no idea what to say.
you already wanted to talk to us, so...
Shush. I'm only here because I got bored.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
Also because I missed you guys.
Miss us.
may I
You're
speak?
Mark.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
So anyway, we were done talking about mom stuff. I was asking, what is your favorite video game?
Yeah. That's hard.
It's kind of a hard question.
That's a very hard question. Very hard. Because first of all, we have Fortnite. Yup. And okay, well, that's hard.
Uh-huh. Tell me more.
Okay. Yeah.
So you think Fortnite's it? It beats all the others.
No. I either say Fortnite or Roblox.
Okay. Roblox is kind of like a platform, though, if you think about it, because it's really just a
It has
website.
multiple games.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. What's your favorite Roblox game, then? Like, saying Roblox is like, if someone says, like, what's your favorite game? And you're like, Nintendo! Nintendo is my favorite game!
I love playing that game. It's the best game in the world. It has a weird name, but it's basically a game about where you're like stuck in a IKEA with no escape, and you have to try to hide from the workers, because or else they'll kill you. So you have to make your own base.
That does sound terrifying.
Yeah. But you get to make super cool bases with your imagination, no money cost.
Do you get
Except if you do have to heal yourself, give yourself energy, and eat food, though. That's also another way to stay alive.
Do you get to build a boat?
Yeah, sure. If you really believe in yourself, yeah, you could build a boat. Yeah. You could really do it.
Where are you getting this from if you really believe in yourself?
I think it's called, it's all in numbers, but I call it the IKEA game, but, it's basically, it's called, it's not in numbers, but, 3008. It's literally what it's called. Yeah.
I see it.
It's literally the game that I'm looking at right now.
Wow.
It's kind of scary. Well, sort of. You have to turn up your sound so then you don't die.
Oh, I hate those. I like to have my sound off so I can listen to a show or something.
But like the thing is, if you don't turn on your sound, you won't know if the workers are right there ready to kill you. And all they say is, hold on, wait, what did they say? What did they say? Crap. It's something annoying, something super annoying. Oh, okay. The store is now closing. You must leave now. And I like chase you, and they keep saying that. When did you leave the store? You're a worker. Where's the security guards, huh?
Interesting. So what is the lore? Are y'all locked in there, or is
Basically, okay, so I literally have the description right in front of me. It's basically an infinite IKEA. Wander through the vast horror land of furniture located within.
That sounds terrifying.
Build a base, survive from employees, stay alive. That's all it says. That's literally all it says.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do like Roblox that they just give an engine for anyone to make their own game, so you can find some
Yeah,
really
you can literally
interesting
make
things.
your own game. Yeah.
Yeah, we remember we were looking at that for a little while, but then we're like, this is too time consuming. We don't have time for all this.
We don't have time for making our own game.
We should show Mom one day that Jenga game.
Yes, I love Jenga! No.
Alright, calm down.
Jenga. I love Jenga. Yeah, I would say that have to be one of my favorite games. I have other ones like Royal High and Club Roblox. I love Club Roblox.
Have I played that one?
Club Roblox?
That's the question.
No.
Oh, I'm not cool enough to be in the club. I see how it is.
No, that's not it. It's just you've never played it. Well, actually, I think we have played this before. But just when we played this before, is that you and me were just not that interested.
Huh.
This game contains ads, by the way.
Ah!
Like little billboards with ads on them. Okay, here's the description. I'm not gonna read all the stuff that it has, but Club Roblox is a world of possibilities. Roleplay, adopt a baby, build a house, adopt a pet, play loads of mini games, and take a part in weekly events. But dude, everything used to cost money, and now only like buying houses and like buying pets and only costs money and like buying
the puppies.
But now the furniture is free, and they used to be expensive. I used to have plain old houses. Now with the free stuff, I'm trying to make some good houses. I've been trying to make a good house in a water park house. I know it sounds weird, like it's a water park, but it's actually really nice. Like it's really big. It has like 2 stories.
What happened to our little house in Bloxburg?
Dude, oh God, no.
Did you break it?
No, I haven't played that game in a while.
Yeah, it's not as many people on it, so it's not as fun, but I like the building aspect of it. It's really nice and detailed.
I think a lot of people might judge me for this, but the only game I don't really like is Murder Mystery.
I never played that one either.
Murder Mystery. It's okay. So search up free Murder Mystery 3 by Murder Mystery 3 Studios. All ages. Yeah, there it is. That's it.
The code is hidden in the lobby.
Yeah. So, about blah 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 blah. It's basically just like a murder mystery. You have to find out who's the killer and try not to die by them. I never really thought murder mysteries were fun in general. I think a lot of people, if they do watch this, will get mad at me that I said I don't like murder mystery.
It's
like
like-
murder mysteries.
It's like Content Us.
Content. Oh yeah. A game that I say you should never play. You know how a lot of people say about the back rooms and stuff?
I've heard of it, but I haven't played it.
found where that game is. Don't ever play that. It's scary. My friend left me to the exit, and I didn't know which way to go. And she was like, "Follow the arrows." I'm like, "What arrows?" And I finally see like these like black lines that show like arrows. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Do I just keep going this way?" But it's a dead end. What do I do? I don't know what to do. And I always got scared because I always like heard like screaming and stuff because of the monsters.
It does sound scary. So, Mom, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Are
You
you-
still alive?
Enthralled with all our video game talking?
Sure.
So, what do you want to ask our special guest, Mom?
Dear Lord. What do I not?
Ask me, Mama. Huh? What do you want to ask me?
Scare me sometimes.
You can say it.
See how you scare me. I don't know.
You can just
How
say
about I just let y'all two talk and I'll...
What?
That's not the name of the show.
Yeah, it's not Alexa and Dad podcast and Alexa and Dad 89 podcast.
Mom, Dad. Mom, you're checking out, I'm checking out. We're all checking out then if you don't want to talk to
I
Dad.
don't want to. Wait, I don't want to stay here by myself.
No, I'm disconnecting everybody.
What? No. Wait, what?
Are you done, Mom? Is this how we end? Is this the final episode ever?
No, I don't think it's the final episode.
But you're at your wit's end. You've got nothing else, no other subjects, nothing, no other questions.
Nothing that is coming to mind. My brain is pretty mush today. I really didn't want to work today, so it was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well, I guess we'll call it here. Thank you to our special guest, to our non-existent sponsors, and everybody else
You got
who
to
supports the
speak,
pod.
Okay, you know that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So for Mom's sanity, I guess we'll call it quits here. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye.